the drawer is closed, it's not opening. This is the Smart Woodshop cabinet design. The detailed plans for building the Smart Woodshop cabinet are included in the plans for the entire Smart Woodshop build that you see here. Every detail in the Smart Woodshop, all of the designs, including these cabinets, are different than all of the previous designs. The awesome rolling toolbox, the predecessor to this, has a similar cabinet, but what I learned there, I made the improvements to, and this is the latest design. Those designs in art, the awesome rolling toolbox, came from a predecessor. There have been many prototypes and then final designs that were used in the field for many years, and then taking those ideas and realizing the shortcomings and making improvements. And so again, the Smart Woodshop, all of the details and designs, but particularly the cabinets, are an improvement, a great improvement, an evolution to any of the predecessors. In this design, I wanted to make any of the drawers fit in any of the cabinets. That was critical. That was actually number one for my mission in making this final design. That way, I can set up a drawer, have it labeled, and have all of the tools and materials in it the way I want. But if I decide down the road that the drawer that I have here, I want to put it back here, and the one I have here I go to more often, and so I want to put it in this number one lead position. So all of the cabinets in here, and I mean the drawer cabinets, I'm obviously not referring to the cubbies and the garages, but all of the drawer cabinets, any of the drawers can move to any of the cabinets. So again, this tall set here with all double drawers, I can take any one of these and move it to where two fit. And that's another feature. So not only are they completely modular, allowing me to continually define my workflow without having to tear things apart and remodel, I can also grow larger drawers. Now, I don't have an example of a triple, but I can make a drawer that is simply the same as a double drawer plus a single and have a triple, and it will fit where either there are three singles or where there's a double and a single. There's no part of the cabinet design that forces to this be a single and this be a double. Again, these two singles can go where this double is, and this double can go where these two singles are. That was mission critical. All of the cabinets are exactly the same width and exactly the same depth. The only variable is the height. So I have this, my most common and standard height. I have this shorter one, which is just room for two singles or a double. And then I have these two tall boxes, which in this setting I have all doubles. But again, any one of these could be two singles, and this could go there. So they're completely universal. The difference only being in the height. Top of the sides are a specific layout and measurement from the dado to the top and the spreader fitting. And the bottom is a specific height to the dado and the spreader and where it fits. I grow them by a multiple of all of these in the middle. These in the middle are all exactly the same spacing from the bottom of the dado to the bottom of the dado. I want to grow the height or shrink the height, I don't randomly pick a number. I take a multiple of this, and it gives me complete scalability, the ability to make these boxes work in any situation, whether I'm working out of a van, a 12-foot trailer like this one, a 20-foot trailer, or even if I'm building a fixed base shop and I want to have cabinets in the shop, these are perfect for that. If you want to get yourself a detailed set of plans to build the Smart Woodshop, which includes this cabinet design, the Smart Bench, the Smart Station, or any of the smart accessories that make up the smart system, you'll find a link in the description of this video down below. You can go there and purchase any of the plans or packages of plans, and you'll get an email from us within a matter of minutes. You go into the bottom of that email, there'll be a download code. You can download the plans you purchased right then, 24/7, 365. This design is scalable in height, and the way you scale for length, if you have, instead of a 12-foot trailer, you want to have more of these boxes and you want to go out to a 16 or an 18, is you simply add another box. You don't change the width, you don't change the depth, you just add another box, but you can make it any height you want. So in a very large trailer or a big shop, you could have a bank of these larger ones. Because the Smart Woodshop design is a mobile toolbox, I carry all of my tools from location to location. It means that I'm going to be going down some roads that may cause things to bounce. I need to make sure that the drawers remain closed. In my early designs, I didn't build my own drawers. I actually purchased toolboxes. One of the dilemmas in those was that it was a single lock. I had to remember to lock it, so I had to check each bank to make sure they were locked. Because they were closed didn't mean they weren't locked. And that happened to me on many occasions where I arrive at the job and 2 or 3 drawers are open, and sometimes tools spilled out because in that motion you get tools to jump out and get jumbled. The drawer bank would be locked, but for some reason one of the drawers could be off just a little bit, and if I didn't notice, that drawer would open. That was something that I wanted to work on in designing these cabinets. The predecessor to this had a little different detail which worked pretty good, and the predecessor to that, I worked on something that was much more complicated and it just didn't work out very well. This, because of experience, years in the field, this detail works. And in fact, the Smart Woodshop itself, hard to believe, it's at least 5 years old when I built this. It may even be as far back as 7. So this one has been used heavily. In fact, the Smart Woodshop, as any one trailer or build out I've done over the years, it's been used in the longest continual service of any of my setups prior. When I'm packing up and I look in to the Smart Woodshop, if the drawers are closed, they're not going to open. Because in the design, it's a passive lock. I lift the drawer and pull it out. If I don't lift it, it's not coming out. I've created a detail where the base of the drawer has a notch, and the dado, or the slot that the drawer slides in, has a stop in it where this drops over the stop. So if the drawer is closed, it's not opening. Another major detail which ties right in with this passive lock is the drawer slide itself. The drawer slide is not a separate bit of hardware, it's the base of the drawer. All of these drawers, it doesn't matter how tall they are, the bottoms are identical. Another beauty of building these is that when I start building the drawers, I can make all of the bottoms I want. They're gonna work for any depth of drawer. And the sides, of course, they're just set up to be whatever height, whether it's a single or double. So making lots of these is very easy in production. The beauty of the base of the drawer being the hardware is that it's very durable going down the road, where you're gonna get some bounce, especially with the heavy drawers, which have like screws and some of the really dense heavy stuff where they're bouncing down. In the drawer slides, I've had them fail, and even on fairly good quality ones, I've had them fail where the bearings get messed up and they get crossed up, and then you open them and the bearings shoot out all over the place. You've got to replace the hardware. So I went in search when I was designing the early version of my wood cabinets, going away from the commercial ones that I was purchasing. I went looking for hardware for those, not having this idea yet. And in that process, I wanted to find drawer hardware durable enough to go down the road. I've always admired the fire departments. Their setups to get out and take care of business is second to none. And I got to looking at their drawer hardware. They had these beautiful drawers in the sides of their vehicles. And I got to looking at those, and one set of the hardware they use, back when I did my homework on them, and this is many years ago, they were $240 per pair. That would mean with this 4-drawer cabinet, we would be $1,000 in just the drawer hardware, not counting building the drawer itself and building the box itself. And even less expensive hardware that is not as durable as that, but still heavy duty, are anywhere from $25 a pair up. So even that, I would have been at $100 for just this drawer bank. And you can count all the drawers and multiply that. For the entire Smart Woodshop, I used a very high quality plywood, an ultralight, which is one of the most expensive types of plywood because of how it's laminated together, the quality of the laminations, the lightweight aspect of it makes them more expensive. This stuff is half the weight of like a Baltic birch. Even considering that, the fact that I did not buy any hardware, that alone paid for all of the plywood to build the entire inside of the Smart Woodshop. And then I had the benefit of not only having a high quality material that's gonna last a lot longer, but much lighter weight, reducing my fuel consumption and the demand on the trailer for the suspension. And the final detail I brought forward from the past designs is the handles. It's actually removing material, making it even lighter, not much, but it's taking away rather than adding, and it doesn't protrude into the aisleway. It's not something to bump on when I use this space to load tools in moving from job to job. So nothing's sticking out, saving the cost, and it's just a matter of making a router template, and I can make these very quickly all day long. So to open the drawer, I have the handle and then slide it out. Making the cost of that hardware simply my time, but nothing out of pocket. So when you look at the Smart Woodshop design, particularly the cabinets, you can know that this is decades of learning and using in the field to refine and refine and refine. It's not simply a plywood box with drawers slid in. Every detail of them is thought out. Mahalo.